Hello lovely people, welcome to our weekly reading for the week of the 13th of March. I hope you have all had a good week. I hope you are looking forward to seeing what the cards have to tell us this week. Let's have a look and see. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. So we have three minor arcana cards, which tells us that we're looking at a sort of weekly, daily kind of behaviour, the behaviours that sort of drive our days. So if we look at the first card here, it's the Nine of Pentacles, which is an earth element, and it is also associated with the root chakra, which is very much about your home, your security, family, and it's about your job as well. So it's about all of those elements that would give you that feeling of safety and grounding. And the Nine of Pentacles represents wealth and security. It's a great card. It's a card of success. It's a card of great love. It's a card of rewards, and it's a card of a comfortable life resulting from practical planning and discipline. So it's about commitment to personal goals. So the nines tend to represent a final assessment before completion. So we're looking at a period of reflection. And I don't know if you can see it here, but we're looking at a little snail in her garden. And this would suggest that the building security and stability takes time, that it's slow, steady steps. And the fruits on the vine here represent rewards for labor of love, if you like. And this is a card that is suggesting that you have mastered self-discipline and are currently contemplating life, that your future is secured, and it's now time to consider maybe group projects and goals, sort of go into that area now that would be more about your community and your family. The card sort of signifies a self-made person, and the results come from training and from planning and from applied effort. This person is risk averse, and when it comes to building wealth, it's a slow process. It's a life work. It's not a sort of weekend end endeavor. And this card is also a reminder that gratitude leads to more wealth. It's really good to have a state of mind that a prosperous state of mind, if you like, and to build more wealth, to slow down, acknowledge your success, and to be mindful of where you place your focus. So when this card appears, it's time to open yourself to wealth. It's time to take control of where you place your focus. So it's kind of talking as well about, maybe enhancing your environment so that it can evoke feelings of wealth and success and prosperity. So maybe you could take a look around your house and see, does it need decluttering? You are basically very sensitive to your environment, so make sure it gives you a positive sensory experience. Like candles, rich, light coloured, nice lampshades, nice lamps, just a really nice light in your house, and nice plants, and maybe even a money tree. Make it smell nice, make sure that it pleases all of your senses, and because your surrounding environment really should reflect your feelings of success. Now, if we look at some of the symbols in the card here, we've already looked at the snail here, and we've got the vines on the the grapes and the vines, but we also have a covered falcon, a hooded falcon. And this is the hooded falcon represents our ability to control our feelings, and it demonstrates that we're not ruled by our unconscious doubts and fears. So falcons are trained to hunt, they're trained to fly away, but always to come back to their perch. And likewise, you are free to do as you please, as long as you are down to earth and take responsibility for your actions. So this card indicates that your most important duty right now is to yourself. So how free are you? Do you welcome independence? Have you acknowledged your accomplishments? Do you fear being self-reliant? So it's an interesting card, this, and it's interesting too that it's followed by the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is about, the swords suit is about thoughts and beliefs and communication. And the swords are associated with the crown chakra, which is associated with thoughts. So this chakra, it controls your connection to spirit as well as your sense of universal consciousness. So it's very much about your wisdom and unity and self-knowledge. Now, the fours describe consolidation. So we've talked about this before, this idea of consolidation. It's that act of making concepts and plans real in the physical world. And the sword's approach to consolidation is to take some time out to make sense of your circumstances through reflection. And the result of analysing a need or a problem, analysing a need or problem, leads to intellectual clarity. So it represents an opportunity to think about past conversations, past actions, and their consequences. This is an ideal moment for you to clarify plans and direction and to make sense of your life. And I think it's really brilliant that this card is coming after the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is telling us that you have got where you're in the final chapter. So you do have this time, you have this space to reflect. And, when you review your past actions, this can actually save time and effort in the future, especially when you realize which ideas work as well as those that don't. So quiet time is especially helpful in the sword suit, especially where thoughts and ideas about the future can cause anxiety. So if you're thinking about them and then planning a project before taking the steps to complete it, this is often a winning formula. This time of reflection, it might occur between jobs, it might be when you're on holiday, it could be during a period of ill health. So it's time to reassess your beliefs and to discard outdated views and attitudes that that are clashing with your current life directions. So we all know that learning, it involves two basic stages. It's action. Well, maybe we don't all know this, but it does involve two basic stages. It's about action and reflection. And without sufficient analysis of your efforts and the consequences of those efforts, past mistakes are likely to be repeated. So the Four of Swords, once more, it's a time to think about your past actions in the pursuit of wisdom. And this time of contemplation, it also allows for unconscious motives to surface and to be addressed. Because if you have unacknowledged desires that are at odds with a major goal that you're working towards, well, this can create obstacles along the path. So, this card is very strong. Take some time out and reflect. And this card can also it suggest a period of low physical stamina. And this could be exhaustion after an extended period of stress or maybe overwhelming deadlines. So once again, it's space to rejuvenate your body, your mind and your spirit. And, maybe it's time to let go of whatever it is that's preventing a sense of peace and causing your inner suffering. So old fears and self-doubt, we know they can be absolutely paralyzing. So when the Four of Swords appear, it's suggesting that confrontation with others is not appropriate right now. Instead of rushing in to make a decision or to focus or to force an issue, stand back, kind of like retreat, find time to think things through. You know, maybe you might want to ask yourself, is it as important as you think it is? Are you assuming too much clarity? You know, are you assuming too much? And because basically clarity does help focus. So it's yeah, okay. I'm liking this sequence. Now, this leads us then, interestingly, on to the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is very much about your sacral chakra and the solar plexus. And this is where your power and your energy and your passions and actions kind of belong. It's where they kind of come from. Now, eights represent strength. And the Eight of Wands is about having the nerve to challenge life and to see where it leads. So it might be to act impulsively, maybe to accept a new job, it may be to relocate to a different city or even a different country, or to actively pursue a dream. So the Eight of Wands signals a period of freedom. And if we look at some of the symbols in here, we're looking at that we have this the river. Now this will suggest travel, and it suggests travel over water. And the clear skies above without clouds, they confirm kind of like a continuing stability. And this continuing stability has come from this card. It's come from the Nine of Pentacles. That success that you have here has given you time to reflect, and through that reflection you are now ready to take action again. So it's and once people, you know, love to travel. They don't love so much to arrive because it's pretty much about the adventure, and once people are very much about willing to go where others might fear. Now, so the Eight of Wands represents movement and progress and momentum. And if you see these wands here, there is that real sense of momentum. And so it's telling us really that events are beginning to move faster. And when this card appears, you can expect things to kind of heat up. The Eight of Wands also rules information and communication. So basically answers to your questions will become available. And if you've been, you know, having issues that were a bit stuck, they'll become unstuck. So now you see here this card would be about confronting something or someone in your life that feels stuck to get it moving. And this is a time to act on your personal goals. So when this card follows the Four is telling you, you know, not to rush in, to retreat, to take some time out, to really think about whether something is appropriate to confront. And it's really only after that reflection does it become, this card is telling you when it is appropriate. And the other thing about this card is that it's pretty much saying, like, you know, the question here would be, you know, are you procrastinating about something instead of just getting it done? Well, be careful that this time of reflection doesn't become a time of procrastination. So you need to know when to get up, basically. You need to know when the time is, when you have sorted your head out, basically, and to get up and to take action with this card. So this card is also the only card that doesn't have any humans in it, and there's a very much an impersonal quality attached to it. So it's basically, you know, about progressing events that they shouldn't be taken personally. And it advises to move forward in a rational sense, not to let your anxiety stall you. So this card is about moving swiftly, but not disorganized. I mean, look at these ones, they're not disorganized. There's a real clear sense of direction here in this card. And the river, it also symbolizes to move with life's currents instead of fighting against things. So, you know, it's about looking at things from a higher perspective, because the wands are kind of, you know, they're starting up here and they have this sort of downward trajectory, and all of these little green spurts, you know, of growth here. And, you know, so it's very much about look at things from a higher perspective, take a rational view, and when you're confronting an issue, make the logical choice. And again, I love this because the swords is a very logical suit. It's about thoughts and communication and mental activity. So, you know, these cards are following each other beautifully here. So this card tells you to get the job done. It tells you to write the emails. It tells you to finish the task. Stop procrastinating. And if you are, ask yourself, like, are you letting anxiety get in your way, or do you need to speak up and confront something in order to overcome it? So, you know, don't be surprised if parts of your life that were stuck begin to pick up speed. And this card is saying summon up your motivation and get it done. No excuses. Avoidance will result in depletion of your personal power. So this, again, I keep going back here because it's kind of like the opposite, isn't it? But here you've had that rest. Here you've had that time to think about what you want to do and whether you need to confront people or to plan things. And this card is saying now you've done that. And this card is just a little bit into your future, by the way. So the Nine of Pentacles is like, this is where this is your recent past coming into your present. This is your present, and this is, you know, going into your near future. And so, you know, ride the momentum towards success. Get your priorities sorted and make your intentions clear. So, I mean, what do you think of that? I think that's quite amazing, really. I love this reading. And I'm going to leave you with that and see. Love to hear from you, to see how you get on. So this is our reading for the week. And if it does resonate with you, do leave me a message, you know, a comment. I'd love to hear from you, as you know. And you can also subscribe to this channel to be notified for the next reading. If you would like to know more, you can book a private reading with me. You can find my email address in the description of the video. So lovely people, I'm going to love you and leave you until next week.